Hey VC, hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you had a good week. I hope that you found something good to listen to. I'm sure most of you have been playing all your favorite songs and discovering new music, and that's kind of the theme of today's video is artists that I feel like should get some attention, artists you need to know, some new stuff, whether it's their debut album or whether it's at least new to me. I thought I would highlight a few new albums, new artists, new music today, do something a little bit different, not focus on just a single collection or, do a ranking or something I've done and show, I think I've pulled 10 albums. 10 new things that I have discovered in the past, since the beginning of the new year, beginning of 2015. These are not all 2015 albums, but they are all at least 2014 and 2015, so they're relatively new artists or artists that are new to me. So that's the theme of today's video, is just artists you need to know. Hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to try not to make this video too long. I know my last few have been rather lengthy, and I'm trying to find a way to scale those back, so I'll probably get right into it here in a minute. I'll just tell you briefly that I had a good week, and was in San Antonio this past week, and had corporate visitors with me in San Antonio, high up on the food chain. Had the CEO of our company, the president of our company, and the vice president of our company with me for a couple days, and it went extremely well. They're very pleased with the appearance and the mood and the atmosphere in our stores, and I guess it just couldn't have gone any better. So, it was a great 2 days. Got a lot of good feedback, a lot of attaboys, and I came home feeling pretty pumped up and excited. I'm going to have to turn off my phone here. Don't want any major interruptions before we get too far into this here. So, hey, if you hear a ding, it's my computer. It's just an email, and it's, what is it here, just past 5 o'clock, so I'm just technically working, I guess. But it is Friday, and, 5 o'clock is usually Margaritaville, right? So, getting into artists that are new to me or new that I feel like need some attention, I guess I'll just start at the top. And I picked, I buy a lot of music, you guys know that, and I don't focus just on older music or completing collections. I do try to stay current, even at my advanced age, and try to stay up to date with what's happening in the music world, and there are some things I stay away from, but for the most part I feel like I stay somewhat relevant when it comes to new music, and I try to always be searching for new things, and that's always been a goal of mine since I was a kid. And that was to discover new music, and that's a passion of mine that has not left me to this day, and I hope it never does, because it's still the most exciting part of being a music collector and a music lover. For me, is discovering new bands and new artists that are good. And some that, you make a mistake with, and they end up on the Sellers and Traders page, or, VCLT for somebody else that may appreciate it more than I do. So, I picked 10 albums. They're in no particular order. I just pulled them out of my kind of current bin, and we'll get right to it. The first band here is a band that I had never heard of before, and I stumbled across them on YouTube and thought that they sounded really good, and that is a band called The Acid, or it's just called Acid. This is I believe their debut album. It's a double album, 180 gram, black vinyl. Won't pull out the vinyl list. I think it's something special. But this is a really, really good album, and one that deserves a little bit of attention that I don't think I've seen anybody else post in the VC, and maybe you don't know about it or never heard of it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about The Acid. Very melodic, really addictive songs. It's dark music, if you like that sort of thing, dark lyrically, dark sounding, but it's not depressing in any way. It's just a fantastic debut album from Acid. I'm not sure if it's The Acid. Yeah, it is The Acid. This album is called Liminal, and it's on Mute Records, 2014 Mute Records. So give that a listen, YouTube it, Spotify, however you go about discovering new music, give this one a try. It's certainly worth your time and attention. The Acid. So that's going to kick things off for us. Another band that I believe I discovered through Ryan Dye. Ryan, hey, how are you? I hope your studies are going well, and I see you've been going to some concerts, so that's good. I haven't seen any videos from you in a while, and I think that you mentioned you're going to take a break. from the YouTube channel for this semester and focus on your studies. So still follow you and still try to keep up with all the stuff that you're posting, and I know you're a big big fan of new music as well. So this is something you posted, really liked it, went out and got one of their albums. This is new to me. They are not a new band. I think this is their 4th or 5th album, but I thought it sounded terrific. And it's a band, and I hope I say it right. If I say it wrong, I'm sure someone's going to correct me, but I believe they're called Eskimo, not Eskimo, like the Alaskan people, but Eskimo, Eskmo. And this album is called Soul, S-O-L. Here's the back cover. This is really kind of glitchy, quick beats, dubstep, R&B, a combination of all those things. Some really catchy stuff here. I suppose you could compare them to the Orbital, or the Orb, perhaps. I'm not too crazy about doing comparisons, but for the sake of this video, so you know who I'm talking about, if you're having any kind of interest in it. Those are maybe two fair comparisons, but there's also a lot of elements of softer post-rock on here, like Sigur Rós and some other post-rock bands similar to that, so it's just a good combination of a lot of things. This is a 2015 release on Apollo. I think it's called Apollo Records. Made some notes here, but sometimes my writing is like, why bother? Just happened to get a white copy, didn't plan on it. I ordered it through Amazon, so didn't do anything special to get this, and maybe white is the standard color on this one. Came with a download card, and it is new for 2015. Now, I was looking into some of their other releases, and I hope to be able to pick some of them up. I think they had 3 other albums, full albums, so as this one grows more and more on me, I'm sure I'll be wanting to collect some more from Eskimo. Really cool album though, so check that out. Next one is an artist, pardon me, this is his 2nd album, and this one I did pre-order because I really like this guy, and his name is Ryan Hemsworth, and he is a Canadian guy, and wasn't exactly sure what to expect with this because it took forever to come out. And this album is called Alone for the First Time. As you can see, it is signed because it was a special pre-order. I didn't meet him or have it signed. This is, just a pre-order. But he's a Canadian guy. He's primarily a DJ, producer type artist, but fantastic with the lyrics and really cool samples on this. So this is worth your time to give it a listen as well. This one does not come with a download, unfortunately. Let me see if I'm wrong about that. Yeah, there's a download card in there. I gotta put that to use. And this one just is really cool too because it's on a black and white split, so both sides are just a 50-50 black and white split, so a little bit unique, a little bit different. I don't have many that look like that, so really nice to have it, and I've been enjoying it. I've played this 3 or 4 times, and each time it seems to get better and better. So Ryan Hemsworth is definitely worth your attention and somebody to check out. It does come with a nice little art book as well. I don't know if he is an artist, if he did these paintings himself, and that's why he's showcasing it. It's my feeling that's probably what it is. But no lyrics are in here. It's just some watercolors, it looks like, so it's quite nice. Really nice album, nice packaging. So Ryan Hemsworth, give that one a try. And next artist I want to feature on this Get to Know Them video is an artist called Fences. This is, I believe, his 2nd album. It's not the debut album, and you may have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think this is the 2nd album from Fences. This is somewhat similar to Monsters and Men, maybe a little bit of Kings of Leon influence on here. I do hear some Death Cab for Cutie influence on here. Just a really good melodic, pop-driven, great with the lyrics again. This one came on orange vinyl. It was a pre-order. Don't know how limited it was. It maybe is readily available on orange for all I know. He does feature Macklemore from, some of the R&B, hip-hop community may recognize that name. What is it, Macklemore and somebody else? I'm not a fan of them, but they are featured. He is featured on one of the Ryan Lewis, I think it is, on one of the tracks here called Arrows, and it's quite good. So wanted to showcase that one and talk to you about Fences, and encourage you to check that out. It's quite a nice album. I'm not sure if I showed the back cover. But there you go, Fences. The next one I want to talk about is one that Richie showed me, and Richard, I call him Richie, but you know, it's just more of a term of endearment there. You know who you are, Richie, and I'm so glad that we're friends, because you always turn me on to a lot of great music, and you talked to me about this band, and since I was so grateful, I bought you one, and I bought me one. I really like them. This is great pop music, Small Pools, and the album's called Love Tap. And I don't think there's anything special about this one. I think it's just black vinyl. Just be sure so I don't miss out on anything cool to show you. Yeah, just black vinyl on that. This is on RCA Records. This is a 2015 release. This is an LA band, of course. Richie, you're from Southern California, so it's right up your alley. Very Californian sound. You know, you have kind of a pattern of things you like a lot of times, and this is certainly right up your alley, and I can see why you're so passionate about it. Really cool band, though. Kind of a breath of fresh air, if you will. You know, it's just a lot of fun. Good pop songs. There's nothing revolutionary about it. It's not going to change the world. It's not going to be like, oh my God, I've never heard anything like it. But it's a fun album, and you know, sometimes that's what music, all it needs to be is just pure fun. And I think Small Pools kind of fits into that category. So check them out. My first time, and I think their first album. So next album I want to show you is a really cool band and from a really cool place. And I hope I don't butcher their name, but I believe they are pronounced Folkzoid. Folkzoid, this is kind of a metallic gold album cover, so it may be hard to pick up with all the glares and the lighting in this room. But this is album number 3, and it's titled 3, 1, 2, 3. And they are a really spacey, oh boy, how do you describe them? Trance, psych band, and they're from Santiago, Chile. And I just love them. This is, I don't have the first one because it's not available on vinyl, and I don't even think it's available on CD. I think you can only stream that one. But I did buy their second album, and I loved it, and this one's even better. There's only 2 tracks on the whole album. Each track is a full album side, and it's so addictive and so much fun, and it kind of picks up and drops off, and it's just really spacey and cool, and I'm getting excited just talking about it, but you got to hear it for yourself if you're not familiar with Folkzoid. I hope I'm saying that right. They're on Sacred Bones, which is a terrific label. They have many, many great artists on Sacred Bones. You know, and it's just obscure and upbeat, and then it, you know, it shape-shifts and does all these amazing things. So this is kind of on a glow-in-the-dark gold vinyl. It just really depends on how you hold this one. When you hold it this way, it looks solid gold. When you put it on the platter and spin it, it really almost glows. So it just seems to even have some pattern in the grooves. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not, but just a really, really cool, spacey, it just fits the mood of the music, and when it's spinning and when you hear it, it gives you a total love of why we buy and appreciate vinyl records, because it fits the music perfectly. So hats off to whoever designed this album, and it's just a band I just keep getting more and more love for. I believe they're pretty regular staples at the Austin Psych Festival, so if you are a fan of that festival, I'm sure you could check them out there. And I don't want to emphasize the psych part of it too much, because to me they're much more electronic based, but they do have some psych elements to it and some really cool beats, and again it's just that progression and repetitiveness, and you know, it really is a very, very contagious album, so definitely check that one out. Okay, next one, you know, this is new for me, and it's not going to be new for a lot of you, because this is kind of a changing of gears for this band, and I never really cared for them before as much as I do now. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, you're crazy, they were much better before, but this is my style of music, and I think that the steps that they've taken now fit them perfectly now. They sound like a cohesive band now, where before it was just kind of all over the place and not very consistent. So this is Title Fight, this is Hyperview. Great album from 2015, Anti Records. Again, as I mentioned, it's a big change from their previous albums, and you know, not everyone's going to agree. Some people will say that they've taken a turn for the worse, and I say bollocks. It's way better than anything they've done in the past. This one comes on a gray splatter type vinyl. Really cool packaging again, and again, I can't tell you how limited this is. Could be very easy to find on gray vinyl, but I was fortunate enough to jump on this one right away and get it. If it's limited, couldn't tell you that, but all the better, I suppose, for me if it is, because that means it's even more valuable to me. But it doesn't matter. The music is what's important, and it's definitely taken more of a shoegaze, more mainstream approach to their frantic sound that they had prior to this album. I think they had 2 other releases prior to this one, and while they're good in their own right, it isn't my style of music as much as this is, and bravo for Title Fight to put out something like this, and I hope that they continue on this path. And if you don't agree with me, well, comment and tell me why. Next band was completely new to me, even though this came out in 2014. I'd never heard of them before. They're a UK outfit, and don't know much about them. I think they're from Birmingham. This is a band called Jaws. It has nothing to do with the film. Steven Spielberg didn't have anything to do with this album. Strange name, I guess, but this is a really, really cool album. Swooning, dark, crazy melodies, and it's just a pop, gloomy, very gloomy album. Again, kind of a shoegaze vibe, and boy, did I love this though. First listen, it just captured my attention right from the first song, and it never stops. This is just solid black vinyl, so I'll just show you the labels real quick. This is on, what label is this on? Rattle Pop? Must be a UK thing. I'm not even sure, 100% sure this has been released in the US yet. This one I did have to get from England. This had to come quite a ways to reach me, but it might be available now in America for all I know. But this is a wonderful album. I hope I'm describing it well enough for you to check it out, but really, really dreamy, shoegazy, catchy lyrics, catchy songs, hook-driven. Boy, like I said, from spin 1, it was a no-brainer for me. I'm like, yeah, this is good. I like this. Okay, now, here's a band that is not new to me. This is the 3rd album I have from this band, but this is their best effort of all 3, probably combined. And I think it's just 1 or 2 people when I say band. This is a band called The Soft Moon, and wow, their 3rd album is amazing. This is called Deeper, and I did pre-order this one because I do like their other albums, don't get me wrong. Don't know the names off the top of my head, but you can look it up easily. The Soft Moon. This Deeper one, 2015 Capture Tracks, just came out about 2 weeks ago, and oh wow, was I impressed with this. It just blew me away. It's eerie and it's intense, and it's just amazing. And I'm not saying it just because the vinyl's cool. Obviously it's a very cool pre-order. Came on this kind of, it looks like a eclipsed moon or something like that vinyl record, but it's just a stunner. It is really, really creepy and just dark, but like almost to a point where it's like scary, you know. I don't know how to describe things as well as other people, but this one blew me away. This is a great album, and I'm so glad that I took a chance and pre-ordered this one, because I didn't pre-order the others, and this one came on a really cool color and whatnot, so it blows the other records away that they put out. The Soft Moon, Deeper, must check this out. And this was a really cool package, by the way. It came with a poster, and it's the album cover, so I'm not going to bother unfolding it. It's nothing too sweet, but it came with a really cool one-sided, just an A-side 7-inch single as well. And if it wasn't enough that the vinyl record, the LP is amazing, look what they did with the little one-track single. It's just stunning. You know, it's this. You know, maybe this is the sun, eclipse of the sun, and the other one's the eclipse of the moon. I don't know, but that's just beautiful. And that features the song "Never" on there, which is great. Now, just don't play the other side because there's nothing on it. Fantastic package, and I'm just so pleased with that album. So give that one a try. Okay, finally, the last one I'm going to show you today is one that was just complete dumb luck. This is a band that has absolutely no U.S. exposure, but they have gotten some exposure in the U.K. And I think that they're just sorely overdue for a breakthrough in the U.S. This is their 2nd album, and it is a beauty. From what I understand, they have no plans to release this in the U.S., which is shocking to me because I think it'd be a massive hit here. But that was a top 20 UK album, and I can certainly see why. This is from a band called Peace. The album is called Happy People, and it comes in a beautiful gatefold. Young band, just really kids. I'm in my 40s, so anybody at this age is going to be a kid to me. But they are so poppy and so catchy, and their lyrics are so fun, and their songs are just so contagious. It's got a little bit of the 60s and a little bit of the 80s, a little bit of psychedelic. I mean, it is fun music. I mean, in every track it just builds and builds and builds and gets better and better. This is the deluxe edition that apparently is getting a little hard to find now. It comes on 2 slabs of vinyl. The main album is on a solid yellow, which is a really kind of cool lemony looking yellow. Both sides of that. I'll show you the label on the other side. Not much difference. And then it has a bunch of non-album tracks on the other side. Let me just show you that record because it looks a little bit different. It comes with beautiful, the whole package just seems to color coordinate so nicely. So the second non-album tracks are here, and they're just every bit as good as the album tracks. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just release it all as one album, because the first album is actually quite short. It's only about 30 minutes. And then you get another 20 or so minutes on the extra tracks. But now, apparently the deluxe edition with the bonus LP is getting scarce. So I suppose if they ever do decide to release this in the US, I hope that they will offer this as a deluxe package or decide to make it a little bit longer album than... But, there's nothing wrong with short albums, don't get me wrong. But those tracks on the bonus LP are certainly worth every bit as good as the LP. So again, it's just perfect pop. There's no other way to describe Peace than just to tell you how perfect it is. And I'm just struggling to get this back in its sleeve. There it goes. So anyway, those are 10 bands, 10 artists that I wanted to talk a little bit about. Give you a heads up on them, and by all means, if you see anything you like here or anything that you would like me to check out, I'd love to hear about new music, as I said in my prelude to this video. It's a passion of mine to stay current and keep up with the current trends, and not just focus on the oldies. So that's another reason why I wanted to keep this channel diverse. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the Beatles, and I love all the old music. I do. I have massive, huge collections of so many different artists that you all know and love, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. But I don't want to be that type of a collector and a music fan that only focuses on older music. So that's why I wanted to do this video today, to talk about some new music, and I hope you enjoyed it. Again, please let me know about any other new artists out there that you would like me to check out, or you think that are similar, or something that, if you know me from Facebook, that you say, hey, do you have this, or here's a list of a few things I want you to check out, because that makes these videos all the more meaningful. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's not too long. I kept it under 25 minutes, so hey, we're making progress. And we'll be back soon with something else to show you. I don't know if it'll be a collections video or ranking video, or who knows. So just stay tuned, and I'll be sure to keep you hopefully entertained. Alright guys, have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you real soon. Bye for now.